Well, hello artists, welcome to the Impossible Kingdom. I had a surprise this weekend when I was shopping and found some mythical creature cookies. They're pretty tasty, lots of calories, fabulous tasting though. It inspired me to do an extra video this week. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm pulling out my mythical creature cards and I'm gonna make a quick video here on watercolor today. You can draw along with whatever you have around. You can use plain pencil, you can use whatever you wish. Never know what we're gonna draw here, of course, so let's get started. Get a prompt card. You think I'm joking? I'm gonna close my eyes. Close my eyes. I'm gonna pick that one, two, this one in here, third one. Going to be a little further. This one and the purple detail card. Let's see here. You want me to shuffle them? I'll shuffle them blind. Let's see. Shuffle blind. Out of the middle here, we have this, whatever that is. So, spotted. Okay. So we have seahorse, beaver, Komodo dragon with spots. How about that? They should make a cookie of this. Mythical creatures. Here we go. So when I start drawing these creatures, I usually get a scrap piece of paper. I like to think of the animal's body, who's going to be like the main body. So in this instance, I try to think of what features I'm going to try and pull out to put into the final other creature. So maybe make him a laying down lizard horse or something. If we use the giant lizard, maybe he has a super curly tail like the seahorse, but he's laying down and he'll have these useless fins up here that we'll never use. His head, that's why we sketch it. And then we're going to have spots on here. It's kind of a tough one. You have to have big teeth on here, and then we'll put his beaver eyes on here. That ear, so he'll be kind of furry, maybe something like that. That looks pretty ridiculous, like that. And then you need some kind of legs here. So could do Komodo dragon legs with these big, it's like dinosaur claws, man. So maybe he just has two front legs, and then he'll have the body like that. Okay, that's what I'm going for here. That looks weird enough. And don't forget these very important whiskers on there also. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to transfer that over to watercolor paper just like this. So he wants this tail to really wind up here, just like a seahorse would, except it's supposed to be kind of laying down flat on the ground. We'll see. And maybe we'll put these ridges on here, just like the seahorse has, down the middle. That's cool. Okay, so now we gotta kind of integrate these animals with the little details that they offer. So the seahorse has these ridges, and the Komodo dragon just has a big fat tail on the back. So I'm gonna have this ridge come all the way down its spine like a seahorse, but again it'll be shaped just like Komodo. So then I'm going to put two front legs. So this guy has to have a head up here that's going to be real wide, like that beaver head is real wide. Maybe I'll even do his little nostrils. That way you kind of know he's a little woodland creature. There, we'll do that. And then out of the front here, I'm going to make these gigantic teeth. We lost our seahorse face, but we'll keep that. I like that nose better. Maybe he'll have a chip out of one here, or a crack. He's been chewing too many trees. And then his eyes are really wide set, it looks like. Aww, big, nice eyes. All right, and then we're gonna give him those little furball ears. Okay, so that's good. Don't forget, he has to have spots. When I start drawing these spots, I always forget to add that detail. So now he's spotted. And then we need to get that leg on here, that arm, big whiskers. When people see this, they should be like, what? What? How does that exist? Well, it looks impossible. It's because it is. These creatures will never meet up, most likely, in the real world, for most any reason. Let's see here. So, I want to make sure I get this big dinosaur looking arm on here. God, his skin is so crazy looking, like real dinosaur. I don't know how else to explain it. Looks like little dinosaur arms. This foot is actually going to be a combo. Their feet are actually kind of similar looking, but half dino, half Komodo, and half beaver foot. So it's kind of webbed so they can swim. And then we'll have the web, another one on here. I think it has 4, yep, they each have 4 toes. Get some more spots on there. And he kind of lays down, I think. And then we're gonna put, that'll be the ground here. Put him on a rock. That's kind of cool. I like that. I'm gonna put this fish gill on the back from the seahorse that he'll never use. All right, that's kind of fun. Maybe he has another one back here. Another little gill friend that he'll never use. And one more back there. All right, so he's kind of hanging off the side here. You know, I could solve that also by putting a leg down here. So if I'll build in a leg real quick. There we go, that's even better. Now he has a leg down here. Oh, I didn't put his long tongue in there. That's what I forgot. One more. So the pencil is done. Boom. And I'm gonna take this and mark it so that I can get something to color. I like to put the lines on and then color inside of it. Kind of like a coloring book. That's just how I think of doing it. I'm gonna get to ink in here. I don't think beavers have this proper of a nose, but my little creature here does, because he's mine. I also like to use this inking time as a kind of refinement. So you'll see me a lot of times changing the lines just a little bit so that I can get a better shape on what I'm trying to do. I'm thinking that maybe he has just a furry face, and then the rest of him is the lizardy kind of body. All right, it's coming together. Getting this seahorse. Something on these parts, I think I overthink it, is that I'm trying really hard to get all the animal parts and all the everything under the sun in the drawing. And really, to me, the end product is what's most important, meaning that I'm happy with the art. So you need to figure out what is important to you, because I think I want a good piece of art, right? Funny little silly art or whatever you're trying to make, whatever I'm trying to make. To me, that's very important. But something I had fun with, which is equally important, is that it was fun to do and fun to make. And you know, don't get too caught up in, I need to take my own advice, don't get too caught up in trying to get all the animal features in the things. To me, it's more important to have the art look silly or fun or really nice or whatever it is, rather than being able to say like, oh, I got every part of every animal and the detail and the habitat and all that stuff in one drawing, which it is an accomplishment. Every once in a while I get a good piece of art that I really like and I got everything under the sun in the drawing. That is for me, it doesn't always happen. So again, so he has 2 legs kind of on the back of this rock or whatever he's on. Now I'm going in and shaping this a little bit with some directional lines. All right, so this one came together pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little color to this and see what happens here. So I'm gonna erase this first. Someone's gonna have to vacuum now. All right, so what color should this be? I don't know. I'm gonna make this purple, I think, because I don't do a lot of purple stuff. So I'm gonna make the whole body. Again, I'm doing the watercolor crayons here. They're pretty easy to put on. But more importantly, I like the way they look. So do the whole thing with the purple touch here. And then I'm gonna go back and add some blue. Like how this bluish, I'm gonna actually make the beaver face a little bit blue to bring some of this in. Even though it's furry, I'll have to make those spots a darker color. So the spots will have to be this darker blue, I think. I'll probably have to go back over this with just the dots, the spots rather. And then I think the fins will be this cool greenish lime yellow stuff. We'll see. Orangey. I want to make his nose like make this whole ridge orange. And then his nose will be green, I think. That same green. What color is that tongue? With pink. And then I'm going to put some pink back in the back here. And pink on his face. See what I can do with these colors on here. I'm gonna get my water pen. These towels are helpful because if you have a bunch of, like a pile of water, you can kind of pull it up and it pulls out the excess water. All right, I'm just gonna start here at the front here. Start with the tongue. I don't know how muddy this is gonna get. We'll see. I just like seeing what happens to these colors when I put them on. It's pretty fun. That's why I like using these. You gotta find what you like to use because it might not be watercolor pencils, you know? It might be something totally different that you love. I didn't use these for years and years and years and years. I never knew they existed. And then I went to actually I was online somewhere and I saw them and then I was like, yeah, I'll try that. Those look neat. And then rest is history. Generally with these, I also like to get the lighter colors on first because it's easier to get in the dark. Dark usually overtakes pretty quickly. So I like to make sure that the light has its spot here first. So I'm going and getting all the light yellowish, orangey stuff in and on. That's on, that's good. And then now I can go back and do some of this darker. Okay, so we have a little nose on there. Remember to leave some stuff white if you want white, otherwise you're gonna have to pull it out or put a Posca back on, which is kind of cheating, but I definitely do it to get white spots back in your art. So if you're a better, you know, artist than I, you know how to leave some of that white where it needs to be. So now we have those. I'm gonna start getting this purple on here. This purple color spreads really easily, so I also like that. And I'll have to come back in and get the gray. I'll show you in just a second. I'll get the gray crayon and color those circles directly. It'll look nice. The gray adds just a little bit of darkness to each thing that we need. Okay, so then I'm gonna come around here. So underneath the arm here, it's gonna be darker, and then I left his elbow there lighter because it's all about contrast and getting some of these contrasting colors to play against each other. Also, as you learn to use your tools more and more, you'll get closer to the results that you want. I know sometimes I have a vision in my head of what I think I'm gonna do, and then it doesn't quite turn out like that, so that's all right. Just keep trying, and trying. And now I'm going to color this rock, some gray, and then I'm going to call it done. So I'm gonna wet this down here. And then I'm gonna pick up some gray, see what happens here. Put more on. Usually if you color the crayon right on the paper, it doesn't quite work. So, it's kind of neat. All right, and then you can get darker, kind of a build, kind of like regular watercolor. You want to build your colors in a little. So I'm gonna put a little bit of some gray down here again, just so it's a little different than the white. Then I'm going to go back in here to the actual art itself and darken a couple of areas just to add the darkness, the shadow we need. All right, and then lastly, I'm going to color in these spots with a little more purple. It's just enough to see they're different color, or just a different darkness than the regular purple skin. Well, that's about all I'm going to do on my seahorse, beaver, Komodo dragon with spots. I definitely want to see a cookie of this thing sometime in the future. I hope yours came out awesome. Please keep your imagination open. Hit that subscribe button down below and let me know that you want to see more of these videos. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. We'll see ya.